All right, as soon as I know we're live, we're going to go back to coverage. All right, looks like we are indeed live. So, good evening. I'm David-Reimer with the Texas Storm Chasers. It's 7:40 p.m., 7:41 technically. We have multiple severe storms increasing in both number and intensity across the state this evening. Let me be abundantly clear. We're going to focus on the most life-threatening storms. So that means some of you are going to be seeing storms nearby, but we're not talking about them. The strongest storms that we're not talking about are capable of producing large hail up to the size of golf balls, wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. That includes the severe storm in Parker County moving towards Tarrant County. We're currently dealing with a severe thunderstorm that has a history of producing tornadoes and softball-sized hail. In fact, we have a tornado down right now just southeast of the city of Hondo. This is going to be with a supercell moving towards the city of, San Antonio Metro, western Bexar County. Those of you in Bexar County, San Antonio Metro, everybody on the west side of the county of Bexar County need to begin moving your vehicles to a safe place for damaging hail and preparing for the possibility that a tornado warning is issued here in the next 20 minutes. So, let's go ahead and switch over from the which way the wind is blowing mode to, dyslexia, the how hard it's raining mode to the which way the wind is blowing mode. Radar is going to be a little jerky here. Yeah, radar's being kind of mean. Let me switch back to a different radar. We'll see if it's got a little bit of a better view. Regardless, we have very strong rotation and a tornado passing just southeast of the city of Hondo. We likely have very strong winds and destructive hail falling in the city of Hondo right now. Radar is indicating winds well over 100 miles per hour, moving away from the radar near Del Rio. Winds moving about 50 miles an hour towards the city, towards the radar near Del Rio. That is a 150 mile an hour circulation. And we have chasers reporting rain-wrapped tornado now near Highway 173, about 2 miles or so southeast of Hondo. If you are in Castroville, Lacoste, Little, Dunley, north of Divine, you need to be in a tornado-safe place now. This is a supercell that is easily capable of producing softball-sized hail and tornadoes. It doesn't take a genius to realize that is a nasty wrapping hook of doom. And this is moving towards Castroville, Lacoste, Natalia, Little. This is a major situation in terms of damaging hail in its own right, but this storm has been producing tornadoes off and on now for the last 45 minutes. So everyone in western Bexar County, understand this is coming towards you. We also have a damaging hailstorm in northeast Parker County. Here, we're just going to switch up there real quick. We're going to have to multitask, I'm afraid. But you can track the storms near you or wherever, by the way, with our interactive weather radar on our website and in our mobile app, TexasStormChasers.com. You can watch this live coverage there as well. Supercell capable of producing very large destructive hail now just northeast of Weatherford, north of Willow Park, moving towards Azle, Eagle Mound Lake. Newark, northwest side of Fort Worth, eventually Hazlet. Again, this is a severe storm that continues to intensify. The radar believes aloft this storm has hail larger than the size of baseballs. I'd bet on hail sizes at the surface being closer to golf ball for now. But again, the potential for a damaging hailstorm over the next 30 to 35 minutes in places like Azle, Saginaw, Hazlet, Keller, Roanoke, Grapevine, Flower Mound in about an hour. This is moving into northern Tarrant County, the potential for a damaging hailstorm. Strong winds, we do not see signs of organized low-level rotation, but we could see straight-line winds up to 60 miles per hour in addition to damaging hail. We have other severe thunderstorms across the state. We've got a severe storm east of Comanche, west of Hico. Hico moving towards Hico. Potential for quarter to golf ball size hail. Storm capable of producing quarters to golf ball size hail, maybe larger, moving into rural right now, down Highway 380 towards Haskell in west central Texas. But by far, the most dangerous life-threatening storm at the moment is a supercell with a history of producing tornadoes and softball size hail. Tornado right now would be south and east of the city of Hondo, moving towards Castroville, Lacoste, Little, eventually into western Bexar County. This storm also is capable and has a history of producing softball-sized hail that is larger than the size of a baseball, larger than the size of a grapefruit. Softball-sized hail is 4.5 inches, or about 4 inches in diameter. You do not want to be hit on the head by that kind of hail. You do not want to be outside. You do not want to be anywhere near a window in that situation. And, well, obviously you don't want to be dealing with a tornado either. But so at this point, we do not have any warnings moving into Bexar County as a whole. However, this is a situation where I do expect this will require a tornado warning for portions of Bexar County and the San Antonio metro within the next 20 to 25 minutes. So if you're from downtown San Antonio, well, frankly, let's just say this. If you are along and west of a Hollywood Park to downtown San Antonio to Highway 1604 and 281, start moving your vehicles to a safe place. Prepare for a possible tornadic supercell in the next 1 hour. My apologies, I'm multitasking. About to blow our website mobile app up to send out an app notification. All right, we've got a severe thunderstorm capable of producing ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds moving into Tarrant County. Let's go up and look at that real quick. We got a new severe warning. I'll tell you this, it would not surprise me if this storm drops hail a lot larger than the size of a ping pong in the next 20 minutes. It's going to be a severe thunderstorm capable of producing ping pong to golf ball size hail, and that may be on the increase. This is going to be over western, well, frankly, let's just do it this way. Severe thunderstorm warning includes most of Tarrant County, north of Interstate 20, Benbrook, Forest Hill, up to Pantego, Arlington, points north to Denton County, up to Newark, Hazlet, south of Roanoke to DFW International Airport. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing at least ping pong ball size hail, if not larger, moving northeast in a hurry at about 40 miles an hour. This is a storm that aloft is got baseballs, but those are not reaching the surface at this point. Could they in the next 20 minutes? Perhaps. At this point, Azle 756, Hazlet 820, Keller 829, Roanoke 835, Westlake 839, Grapevine 850. If this storm continues moving more east-northeast, if it ends up taking more of a right turn easterly, it could impact downtown Fort Worth, Haltom City. Regardless, danger storm capable of producing damaging hail moving into Tarrant County and over the next 20 minutes. But in terms of mega hail, giant hail, and a tornado, we're currently focused on a dangerous, intense supercell thunderstorm moving towards Bexar County. Supercell, with a history of producing multiple rain-wrapped tornadoes and softball-sized hail, is currently south and east of Hondo. Hondo likely has giant hail falling in the city. This is a supercell not only capable of producing, excuse me, well, that's what I get for eating dinner before this, sorry, capable of producing a tornado, but damaging winds up to 75 to 80 miles per hour and softball-sized hail. Moving towards Little, Lacoste, Natalia. If this storm ends up turning a little more right, like it's trying to do, it may stay just south, and I mean just south of downtown San Antonio. But unfortunately, this is an extremely large supercell. It literally covers a majority of Medina County from north to south. This is a monstrous supercell with a lot of hail. So this could be a damaging hail event for Bexar County. All right. And whatever is, if there's a tornado, it is so wrapped in rain, you will not see it. So again, are we still live? We should still be live. Live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. And live on Facebook. Sorry, someone said we weren't live. We're live, they just have a bad cell phone reception. But again, we do have, well, let's review. Supercell, softball-size hail, potential for rain-wrapped tornadoes moving towards southern and central Bexar County. Now, just east of the city of Hondo, Castroville, Lacoste, Little Natalia. You need to be in a safe place now. That's going to be your lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Put on hard-soled shoes. Put on a helmet. You may look silly wearing a helmet, but guess what? I look silly without hair on my head. Oh well. We live with what we've got, and trust me, if you've got debris in your area falling from a tornado or whatever, you want hard-soled shoes and you want a helmet on your head to protect your head. A lot of fatalities from tornadoes occur due to head injuries that could have been prevented or at least diminished in severity by wearing a helmet, even a bicycle helmet. This is moving towards Bexar County. The potential for a destructive hailstorm is increasing in Bexar County, including the city of San Antonio. We have another supercell capable of producing golf ball to tennis ball size hail northwest of Uvalde. Let me be clear. This tornado-warned supercell moving into Bexar County is very high precipitation. Do not go looking for a tornado. You will not see it. It is wrapped in miles of rain. The only way you're going to know there's a tornado there in person is if it hits you, and you do not want to be hit by a rain-wrapped tornado, especially since said rain-wrapped tornado probably has baseball-sized hail circulating around it. Trust me. You want to see what a rain-wrapped tornado can do with hail flying around it? Go look up videos on YouTube. There have been so many incidents over the years of chasers losing every window in their car because they wanted to get within a quarter mile of a rain-wrapped tornado, still couldn't see it, and then they ended up either getting rolled or the hailstones completely annihilated their cars. This is a situation where you just need to take our word for it. All right? Turn on any TV station in San Antonio and they're going to tell you the exact same thing. You will not see this tornado. It is wrapped in rain. All right, as we switch back over to the which way the wind is blowing mode, we're dealing with a lot of de-aliasing issues here. And de-aliasing is just when the winds are so strong, the radar's having issues 2 miles an hour of wind shear. Even if there's not a tornado there, you've likely got hailstones being driven by 70, 80 mile an hour rear flank downdraft winds. We have a supercell moving into northwestern Tarrant County. Ping pong to golf ball size hail, winds of 60 miles an hour are possible. We're going to go look at that real quick. Then we're going to go back to the life-threatening supercell moving into Bexar County. Supercell from near Azle, just northeast of Willow Park, moving northeast at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. Capable of producing ping pong ball size hail, winds up to 60 miles an hour. If you are in Saginaw, Lake Worth, Lakeside, Eagle Mountain, Lake Hazlitt, Keller, Colleyville, Grapevine, Roanoke, north side of Fort Worth, this storm's coming into your area. Ping pong ball size hail right now. If it intensifies, hailstones are going to get larger. Have a severe thunderstorm south and west of Hico, moving northeast at about, let's just say 30. Potential for quarter-size hail, winds up to 60. Haskell, you've got a very unhappy supercell coming in from the west. The potential for golf ball-size hail, maybe a bit larger, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Very monstrous high precipitation supercell coming into Bexar County from the west. This is going to be a supercell with a history of producing multiple tornadoes that are wrapped in rain. You might be wondering, well, if it's wrapped in rain, how do you know there was a tornado? Well, you see the damage they leave behind, and sometimes storm chasers can see power flashes or transformers exploding within a circulation. So in terms of actual tornado or straight line wind damage, frankly, it doesn't really matter in terms of what you need to be doing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now have a tornado warning out that does include San Antonio. This is going to be a tornado warning for Medina, Atusca, and Bexar counties until 8:45 p.m. This does include the San Antonio metropolitan area. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Dunley, or 7 miles southwest of Castroville, moving east at 35 miles an hour. The potential for a tornado and hail up to the size of tennis balls. This warning includes, here, I'm going to make a list: San Antonio, Castroville, Stinson Municipal Airport, Leon Valley, Alamo Heights, Terrell Hills, Little, Somerset, Natalia, Lacoste, Noonan, Dunley, Pearson, SeaWorld, Bader, Lackland Air Force Base, and Rio Medina. So again, we've got a large population now under a tornado warning. Did I not say Yolvade and Hiko? Hiko and Yolvade? Folks that are having a hissy fit because I'm mispronouncing things, please understand, I have speech impediment issues. I grew up without being able to say the R pronunciation until like the 6th grade. If I'm mispronouncing your city name, it is purely unintentional. Please don't think less of me. But at the same time, we're trying to relate life-threatening weather information. So a tornado warning does include the San Antonio metro area. Tornado is now located just south of Castroville, moving east on Highway 90 into southwestern Bexar County in the next 10 minutes. Somerset, Thelma, San Antonio, Lacoste. You need to be in a safe place. It's going to be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Yes, this storm is still quite capable of producing damaging hail, but due to the fact we are dealing with tornado issues now, that takes precedence over trying to protect your car from hail. You need to take action to protect your life from a tornado versus just a car. We have a very strong circulation here. We'll switch back over to the which way the wind is blowing mode. You know what? This thing's being really derpy. So what I'm going to do, I'm making scenes on the fly, so give me just a second. And we're going to look at me real quick. So again, we have a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado that is currently located near Castroville on Highway 90. This is going to be a storm that has a history of producing tornadoes and destructive straight-line winds, along with the potential of significant hail. Storm moving into northwest Tarrant County, capable of producing golf ball size hail, at least, could be higher. No tornado issues right now. Let's just switch back to this. You're going to have to... I'll apologize. It's not going to look super high quality because I'm building this on the fly, but I want to show you the velocity signature. My apologies. Oh, come on. Here we go. Good enough. This is the higher resolution radar I personally use to look at. If you're wondering how strong this circulation is, this is what the velocity couplet is. And you can see the latest scan. Here was 2 minutes ago. That's going to be winds moving towards the radar in San Antonio of 85 to 90 miles an hour. Winds moving away at the same speed. So we have an extremely strong circulation with this thunderstorm. Does that mean we actually have a tornado down? I can't tell you for sure. We're not seeing a tornado debris signature, but that doesn't mean we don't have tornadoes down. Here's the debris signature, by the way. If you were looking, you'd be looking for a big blue donut in the middle of the rain, which would be the reds here. We don't see that, so we're not seeing debris being lofted on radar, but we're looking several thousand feet above the ground at this point. So again, for those of you just joining, good evening. I'm David-Reimer. It is now 8 p.m., the 28th of April, 2021, dealing with a severe weather event across portions of the state of Texas. We have a severe storm moving into northwestern Tarrant County, northwest of Fort Worth, with golf ball size hail. But we're dealing with a more life-threatening issue at this point, and that is a severe storm with a history of producing tornadoes and softball size hail moving into Bexar County. This tornado warning shown in red includes a majority of San Antonio, includes Van Ormy, Lacoste, Somerset, Thelma. Essentially, if you're in the southwestern half of Bexar County, you need to be seeking shelter now. That's what a tornado warning means. You don't know what to do? Well, that's okay. Let's talk you through it. You're gonna go to your lowest floor you can get. If you're in an apartment and the lowest floor you can get is the second floor, hey, you know what? It's not great, but it's better than being on the top floor. Whatever. You can only do what you can do. So get to the lowest floor you can get, the centermost room without windows. You do not want to be near windows with this storm. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That's the main goal here. Don't worry about trying to be in the southwest corner, northeast corner of your building. It doesn't matter. Centermost room with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Put on hard-soled shoes and put on a helmet. Helmets aren't just for kids. Put the helmet on. If you by chance do end up having a tornado impact your area, the hard-sole shoes will prevent you from getting foot injuries. The helmet will provide... Let's switch back. Well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Let's go back to Fort Worth real quick. Severe storm capable of producing golf ball-size hail, winds up to 60 miles per hour. Moving into northwestern Tarrant County. The radar thinks there's baseball-size hail aloft in this thunderstorm. That's not reaching the ground at this point, but golf ball-size hail probably is. Currently crossing over Highway 199 between Azle and Lakeside. It's going to be crossing over 287 in Saginaw within 15 minutes, moving into Keller, Grapevine, Flower Mound in the next 25 to 40 minutes. Capable of producing golf ball-size hail, winds up to 60 miles an hour. This storm is not tornadic. This storm is not showing signs of going tornadic. We do see strong straight-line winds now from this thunderstorm. Radar showing winds up to about 70 miles an hour. Very near Eagle Mountain Lake, Lakeside. Moving northeast towards the west side of Saginaw and Lake Worth. So in addition to hail, the potential for winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour. Circulation with the supercell near Castroville is intensifying again. We need to go back to that. Again, we're focusing on the most intense and life-threatening storms this evening. I realize we've got a hailer moving into DFW, but this storm moving into Bexar County and San Antonio is capable of producing tornadoes in addition to baseball-size hail. We need to focus on the storms that are most life-threatening. You can track the storms in Texas no matter where they are with our interactive weather radar on our website at texasstormchasers.com/radar, or just open up our mobile app. It's free. And our mobile app will allow you to watch our live coverage as well. So I believe we actually have storm chasing video live on our YouTube channel as well. We've got multiple chasers out today, but data can be sketchy at times. So what we're dealing with is a supercell, high precipitation in nature, meaning it has a lot of rain and a lot of hail, and a very large circulation over the city of Castroville. Now, what you're looking at, that's called range folding, de-aliasing. And that's when the circulation or the winds are strong enough, the radar has issues trying to determine which direction they're coming from, etc. So that's why you see the weird beam here. Regardless, winds of at least hurricane force moving towards the radar northeast of San Antonio, winds almost 90 miles an hour moving away. This is a very strong, broad circulation. Even if we don't have a tornado down, this is likely producing winds of 75 to 90 miles per hour at the surface in terms of a broad circulation. If this circulation can... think of an ice skater. When an ice skater brings their arms in, they start twirling faster. Same thing goes for rotation in thunderstorms. The circulation at this point is very large, very strong, but it's kind of broad. So we might just have a lot of wind rotating around the circulation at the surface, which will still cause significant straight line wind damage. And keep in mind, there's easily a tornado there, possibly. But I'm saying in terms of these very large circulations, past storms have produced relatively widespread wind damage from what's called the rear flank downdraft. If this circulation ends up tightening up to where it becomes somewhat smaller, but we see these very strong winds become gate to gate or pixel to pixel, that's easily, we could have a more, not only a tornado, but we could have a somewhat significant tornado. I'm just saying this is a very strong circulation aloft right now, so folks need to respect this storm. We've likely got sirens, air horns, all sorts of alarms going off in the San Antonio metro, and that's because we have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado over Castroville. This storm is moving east at 30 miles per hour into Bexar County. If you're in San Antonio, Somerset, Van Ormy, Lacoste, Castroville, you need to take your tornado safety precautions now. We're starting to see some low-level rotation on the supercell moving into northwestern Tarrant County. Lake Worth, Blue Mound, Saginaw. Not only do you have a hail threat, the potential for a tornado may be increasing. So we might have to juggle here in a minute between a tornado warning in San Antonio and the potential for some increasing rotation with the storm in Tarrant County. Ryan Chef, I assume you're watching. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. And so if we do end up having multiple tornado warnings, folks, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try and cover them evenly, but understand we're dealing with two supercells in very highly populated areas. So let's go ahead and check in on the supercell in Tarrant County. And it is starting to take on a more concerning reflectivity signature. Very large hail falling just north of Lake Worth. And yeah, we are starting to see a bit of rotation over Lakeside moving towards Saginaw. There's no tornado warning on this right now, but understand they're watching it. What I'm going to do, and folks understand, I just actually looked at the hail signature. The hail signature on the Tarrant County storm is increasing rapidly. Radar is estimating there's softball-sized hail in this thing aloft. So, those of you in Saginaw, Keller, Eagle Mountain Lake, I want you to keep a very close eye on this. So, we're going to actually go live on DFW Scanner here, our content partner. Give me just a second. I'm going to assume we're live. So, to those of you on DFW Scanner, good evening. I'm David-Reimer with the Texas Storm Chasers, partners with DFW Scanner when it comes to weather information. We've got a supercell thunderstorm in northwestern Tarrant County that is showing both increasing hail and increasing low-level rotation. And it looks like we are going to have to end up increasing our concern level for this storm. Those of you in Saginaw, Watauga, Keller, the potential for a tornado is now increasing with this storm in addition to baseball-size hail. Potential for baseball-size hail is increasing with this thunderstorm just north of Lakeside, moving towards Saginaw, Watauga, Keller, Hazlitt, Grapevine. And this is a severe thunderstorm that is not only capable of producing destructive hail, but a tornado can't be ruled out at this point. So those of you in northern Tarrant County, you need to get ready to take up. And there we go. We have a tornado warning now for northern Tarrant County. It's going to be a tornado warning for northern Tarrant County until 9 p.m. A severe thunderstorm attempting to produce a tornado is going to be located near Lakeside, just northwest of Lake Worth. This tornado warning includes Saginaw, White Settlement, River Oaks, Fort Worth, Folsom City, Watauga, Saginaw, Hearst, Bedford, North Richland Hills, Keller, Colleyville, Grapevine, Euless, DFW International Airport. Tornado warnings are not county-based, they are polygon-based. And what that means is not everyone in the county is going to be under the threat of a tornado with this storm. Those of you south of Interstate 30, this isn't going to impact you in Tarrant or Dallas counties. If you're south of Interstate 30, this storm is to your north. But we do have a potential tornado trying to develop now over just east of Highway. Sorry, I know that was probably loud. Highway 199, just northwest of 820. And this is going to be a storm capable of producing a tornado and destructive hail. Hail could be up to the size of tennis balls. And this is moving northeast at about 30 miles an hour. Now, real quick, I want to juggle between the storm in DFW and the storm moving into San Antonio. For those of you on DFW Scanner, I'm sorry, but I have to cover all the storms in Texas that are posing a threat to life and property. And this one moving into San Antonio is also capable of producing destructive hail and a tornado. We're going to juggle between these both as much as we can, but those of you on DFW Scanner might be seeing a little bit of San Antonio too, so please forgive me, but we have to cover these both. Severe storm capable of producing a tornado on Highway 90 near Castroville. This is going to be moving into Bexar County, the San Antonio Metro near Lacoste. The potential for not only a tornado, but baseball-size hail. Those of you in San Antonio, those of you in Bexar County, need to take tornado safety precautions. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Storm is going to be rain wrapped. You're not going to be able to see a thing in terms of a tornado on the Bexar County storm. It is so wrapped in rain, it is not even worth you trying to go out. Don't do it. Looking at the debris tracker, we'd be looking for a big blue ball around Castroville. That would indicate debris being lofted. We don't see anything. That's a good thing. But this is a dangerous storm moving into Bexar County from the west towards downtown San Antonio. Damaging hailstorm for much of the San Antonio Metro in the coming 15 to 30 minutes. All right? We've got severe storms farther west of San Antonio, producing hail up to the size of golf balls north of Uvalde, southwest of Uvalde, northwest of La Prairie. And we're going to go ahead and switch back to the Tarrant County storm now. Again, we're going to try and give each storm equal time. And those of you watching on our content partners that may be wondering why I'm not talking exclusively about a storm in your specific area, again, we've got multiple tornado warnings in highly populated cities of Texas. I'm trying to warn as many folks as possible. So you can keep an eye on the storms in your area with our interactive weather radar at texasstormchasers.com/radar. Or in our mobile app. So, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado and damaging hail is now moving into Saginaw. The storm showing very large hail aloft, the potential for significant hail, in fact. What I'm going to do really quick here because I'm able to. Again, this is one of those things where I'm just on the fly making scenes. Well, that's not the scene I wanted to make. My apologies. You're going to see a blank screen for just a second. My apologies, but I'm pulling up a radar source. It's going to be radar from the Terminal Doppler weather radar at DFW Airport. It updates every 60 seconds and also provides a bit of a higher resolution view. Now, this is the circulation coming into Saginaw. Winds moving towards the radar are in green. Winds moving away are in red. So we do have a strong circulation, likely wrapped in rain, moving into Saginaw. We do not have any confirmed reports of a tornado, but the circulation is increasing in intensity. Every minute we get a new scan, it's stronger. So those of you in Saginaw, Watauga, Keller, Eagle Mountain, South Lake, DFW International Airport, Euless, you need to be in a safe place. This is moving right up. The circulation, at least, is very near or just north of Interstate 820 on the northwest side of Fort Worth, moving into Saginaw. It's going to be crossing Highway 287 Business, about 2 miles west of 35W, very near 820 maybe a mile north of 820 on 287 business. This is going to cross 35W near, well, let's do it this way. This storm's going to cross, the potential rain wrap tornado of this storm will cross 35W between 287 and 820 on the north side of Fort Worth. Hail Court is a couple miles north of the potential tornado, the potential for destructive hail. Let's just say that, I mean, ground truth, we haven't heard more than golf balls. Radar says this thing could be dropping bigger than baseballs. If you're in Keller, Saginaw, Watauga, potential for destructive hail and a tornado. All right, we're going to go back down to the Bexar County storm now. Again, for those of you watching on DFW Scanner, we cover all the storms in Texas at Texas Storm Chasers. And typically we would be able to focus on DFW, but today we've got multiple storms in multiple areas. Strong circulation on Highway 90 just east of Castroville moving into Bexar County. Potential for not only a rain-wrapped tornado, but large hail up to the size of tennis balls moving into western Bexar County. You can't even see it because I forgot to change the radar back. My apologies. Let's try that. All right, we good? We good. Maybe. I may have frozen it. Well, my face is frozen, but my face doesn't really matter here, does it? Possible rain-wrapped tornado just east of Castroville moving east on Highway 90 into Bexar County. You can see it on the which way the wind is blowing mode. Winds, or the green colors moving towards the radar, reds, oranges moving away. We've got winds up to 100 miles an hour on the north side of the circulation, about 30 on the south side. So 130 mile an hour wind shear rotating, around a large circulation. Not only could we have a rain-wrapped tornado, we could have winds of 70 to 80 miles an hour, just straight line. And the potential for tennis ball size hail in Bexar County, including San Antonio, over the next 20 to 30 minutes. So this hail core is about to be on 1604 north of Highway 90, moving towards the northwest side of San Antonio. 410 at 151, then 410 at 16 and 421. Potential for extremely large hail and a rain-wrapped tornado. Hail would mainly be north of the circulation. Potential tornado on Highway 90 moving east towards downtown San Antonio. And people don't think we're live on Twitter. So again, let's go back to DFW. Give me just a second. And if you're in Saginaw, you need to be in shelter now. This thing's really continuing to wrap up. Showing very strong circulations on high-res radars, indicating a possible, if not likely, tornado crossing 287 towards Saginaw right now. All right. So let's go ahead and zoom back in. My apologies. Tornado warning continues for north and northeastern Tarrant County, including Saginaw, Haltom City, Watauga, Keller, Colleyville, Grapevine, Euless. Very well-structured supercell, including a hook echo moving into Saginaw. Potential tornadoes crossing over 287 business in Saginaw over the next couple of minutes. I'll read the latest update from the Weather Service in Fort Worth. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over Saginaw, moving east at 30 miles an hour. This tornado will cross Business 287 in Saginaw shortly and approach Interstate 35W near the Alliance Corridor in the next 15 minutes. Alliance Corridor, you need to be in shelter. Alliance Corridor, you need to be in shelter. Businesses need to enact their tornado safety plan. In fact, you should have done it 10 minutes ago. Keller, Watauga, Richland Hills, North Richland Hills, Bedford, Colleyville, South Lake, Grapevine, Euless, DFW International Airport, you're included in this tornado warning. Tornado warning means you need to seek shelter. A tornado is possible if it's not already ongoing. Tornado safety tips. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You want to put on hard-soled shoes in case you have to walk over debris. and you want a helmet to protect yourself and your family from flying debris. A lot of fatalities and serious injuries from tornadoes result from head injuries, and studies done after the super outbreak that ironically occurred 10 years ago yesterday in the southeastern United States showed that had folks been wearing helmets, a lot of the fatalities could have been prevented. So we want folks to take these storms seriously. I realize you may look ridiculous wearing a helmet. Trust me, I look ridiculous without hair on my head, and I look way more ridiculous with a helmet on, but you know what? It saves lives. And if by chance you know someone up in northeastern Tarrant County, this area, give them a text, give them a shout on social media, call them, let them know, hey, if you're watching a streaming service, whatever, you've got a dangerous storm capable of producing big time hail and a tornado in your area. Pay attention, all right? Turn on the TV or something. So this dangerous supercell capable of producing damaging hail and a tornado moving towards the Alliance Corridor on 35W in North Fort Worth. Thereafter, it's going to be in Keller and Watauga within 15 minutes. All right, let's go back down to the severe storm capable of producing a tornado moving into the San Antonio metro from the west. Big time hail event unfolding in western Bexar County. This is a damaging hailstorm, I'm afraid. The potential for significant hail is definitely there. Not only could we have damaging hail, obviously with a tornado warning, we could have a tornado develop at any time. This is not your classic well-structured supercell like we have farther north. We've got a lot of rain. This is called a high precipitation supercell. If there's a tornado, it is utterly wrapped in rain, and now that we're getting after dark, you wouldn't be able to see a thing anyway. So we're still showing some strong rotation east of Castroville, but again, this would be completely wrapped in rain. Hail is already in western Bexar County. It's about to be on 1604 near Highway 90. We just got a report of hail starting at Lackland Air Force Base. That'll be moving east into the core portions of San Antonio over the next 15 minutes. We've got a tornado warning. We note that the potential for a tornado seems to be along Highway 90 from Castroville into western San Antonio. The hail threat with this thunderstorm could extend all the way north up to Leon Valley, Castle Hills, Hollywood Park, etc., where this orange severe thunderstorm warning box includes. Sorry, I'm looking at data. I've got 8 monitors running here, and I have to tilt my head around. I know it may not look particularly professional, but you know what? Neither does my bald head, so we're going to live. So again, rain-wrapped circulation east of Castroville by 2 miles, moving kind of east on Highway 90. Will be near 410 and Highway 90 in about 20 minutes. The hail portion of this thunderstorm is already underway at 1604 and Highway 90, moving east into downtown San Antonio over the next 20 minutes. Okay, so if you're in southwestern Bexar County, you need to take shelter. Severe storm capable of producing golf ball to baseball size hail, winds up to 80, and a potential tornado. All right, let's go back up to the storm in DFW. And again, for all those watching, at Texas Storm Chasers, we try to cover all storms equally, no matter who they're impacting in terms of, and when we're doing tornado coverage, we're going to focus on the tornadic, most life-threatening storms. Those of you watch, DFW scanner watchers, you might be wondering why I'm talking about San Antonio at times. Typically, I'd like to focus on DFW if there's just one storm, but unfortunately, today we've got multiple storms in multiple major cities that we have to talk about. So that's why we are doing what we're doing. Golf ball size hail reported in Saginaw. Potential for golf ball to tennis ball size hail crossing over 287, moving and 35W into Keller. Going to do. So we've got a potential for tennis ball size hail falling right now at 35W and Heritage Trace Parkway. It's going to be the Alliance Business Corridor. It's going to be moving into Keller over the next 10 minutes. We've got hail falling at 410 and Morbach. I know I mispronounced that again. I'm sorry, speech impediment issues. Don't hate me. Down in San Antonio, this dangerous storm up in northern Tarrant County is moving east-northeast at 30 miles an hour. It's going to be in Keller within 5 to 10 minutes, Grapevine about 20 to 25 minutes. If it keeps going east-northeast, this is going to end up moving over the north side of DFW International Airport up into Coppell, Grapevine, maybe into southeastern Denton County and northwest Dallas County in about 45 minutes. I'm not saying we're going to have a tornado down at that point, but in all likelihood, this thing's going to be a long track hailer, and we could have some real significant hail problems. By significant, golf ball to baseball size hail. This thing's dropping golf balls, at least right now. The way it's looking, I wouldn't be shocked if it's dropping baseball size hail within the next 10 minutes. Going back into San Antonio, an equally destructive hailstorm is in progress in western Bexar County. Could have the potential for baseball-size hail, significant hailstorm moving into San Antonio over the next 20 minutes. Now, let's look at the circulation. I think it's done something what we call a clue. It kind of wrapped up into the rain, and it's looking weaker. You can see that. It's not your classic-looking supercell. That being said, we might have a new circulation forming near Highway 90 in 1604. We're going to have to see if that can ramp up or not. We'll see. Regardless, tornado warnings in effect for South and West Bexar County, Somerset, Lacoste, Castroville, San Antonio, Van Ormy, Somerset, Thelma. You're in this tornado warning. Lackland Air Force Base. You're in the warning too. So again, tornado warning, yes, but I'm also concerned about a big-time hail event. Golf ball to baseball size hail is possible. Now, if there's any good news, I haven't seen big-time hail reports over the last couple minutes. I've seen some golf balls. Yeah, that's bad, but we're not talking, this thing was producing softballs an hour ago. And we don't need anything like that in San Antonio. We don't need anything like that in any of our big cities, or any city for that matter. But, so again, damaging hailstorm moving into San Antonio, the west side of San Antonio, the southwest side of San Antonio, moving into downtown San Antonio over the next 20 minutes. We've got heavy rain, a lot of lightning over northern Bexar County, potential for some strong winds. That's not where the tornadic portion of this thunderstorm is. That's where the hail portion is. And also, it looks like we've got a lot of heavy rain, so we're going to have to watch for a flooding issue. We note severe storms west of San Antonio, north of La Pryor to Yolvade, to northwest of Sabinal, west of Hondo. Again, these are kind of moving east, northeast too. So we could have more severe storms in San Antonio a bit later this evening with more hail. Going back up into DFW, the good news is this circulation has weakened over the last few minutes. One moment, please. Sorry. The circulation looks a bit weaker. Now, you see all these little white dots. These are actual hail reports from a program called MP. It's a free app you can download, and that lets you report hail. This is not a TSC program. This is it was originally run by the University of Oklahoma. I think it's been taken over now by a government grant or something. But either way, it allows forecasters, emergency managers, etc., to get reports of hail, and then in the winter, is it snowing, raining, etc. So we've got reports of at least 2-inch hail. That's larger than the size of a golf ball in Saginaw. This storm's moving into Keller. Now, the potential for golf ball to tennis ball size hail. and a tornado. And this is a dangerous storm that is certainly capable of producing not only hail, but significant hail, the kind that will break windows and damage roofs, along with damaging straight line winds. And again, we could have a potential tornado just east of 35W now, right around Highway 287 moving into Watauga. As we switch over to the which way the wind is blowing mode, the circulation isn't as defined, which is good. Could it ramp back up? Yes. We're going to have to see. But regardless, I want folks to understand this is a big time hail maker. We've been lucky because radar's been saying this thing's had softballs aloft for the last 30 minutes. At this point, the largest that has been down at the surface is about 2 inches. Smaller than a tennis ball, larger than a golf ball. But understand, we've got ping pong ball size hail reported by Fort Worth police at North Beach and Heritage Trace in North Fort Worth. And this storm could produce golf ball to tennis ball size hail. So understand, this is a big time hailer. Even if there's not a tornado down, which we haven't heard a report over the last few minutes, this thing's still capable and is producing big time hail. Do not. This is one of those things you shouldn't have to say, but you know what? You do. Don't go outside and play in the hail as it's falling. Big enough hail hits your head, you're going to have a big time problem. Sorry, I'm actually having to look and make sure I'm safe at my position. But again, tornado warning for northern Tarrant County continues for another 30 minutes. The potential for not only a brief tornado, but a significant hail event. Which is why I'm actually looking at my radar. I might have to go put my car in the garage here in a few minutes. And now I'm getting hail pictures. So again, a potential for a brief tornado in North Fort Worth, a potential for a brief tornado along with hail and very heavy rainfall in western Bexar County moving into downtown San Antonio. I'll say this, the storm looks less organized than it did 20 minutes ago. We don't see as much rotation. This thing still has some heavy rain. Yeah, you can see some rotation kind of near Lackland Air Force Base, near Highway 90 and 410 on the west side of San Antonio. We've got golf ball to 2-inch hail falling in North Keller right now. A lot of reports right now out of Keller of big hail. So we've got potential golf ball to tennis ball size hail falling in Keller. We've got storm capable of producing golf ball size hail, maybe a bit bigger in San Antonio. We've got a potential flooding threat developing over northern Bexar County, where we've got very heavy rain from the north side of the supercell. And we've got a potential circulation now trying to redevelop over Highway 90 at 410 near Lackland Air Force Base. So that's what we have going on right now. Now, the good news is, for the DFW storm, in terms of a tornado issue, the circulation looks weaker. I'm hopeful they're going to let the tornado warning expire, maybe cancel it early. Now, the good news is this thing may not be trying to produce a tornado at this second, but we've got big hail. So if you're in, let's just say this, if you're in Coppell, Flower, Yeah, let's do this. Coppell, Flower Mound, Louisville, Carrollton, Plano, Frisco, Farmers Branch, Carrollton. Go ahead and get your cars into a shelter because you've got a hailstorm coming. If this tornado warning gets extended, we're going to need to focus on that and get you all to shelter versus trying to protect your cars. But for now, there's an early heads up. You've got hail coming. We've got big hail, golf ball to bigger size hail moving into South Lake from Keller over the next 10 minutes. So with that, now that we are calming down for just a minute in terms of not having any tornadoes actively down, I'm going to take about 5 minutes to actually go move my car into the garage, and then we will be back. DFW scanner, I'll turn off your live stream. Those of you in the TSC streams, I'm going to just keep the radar up for now and be back in a few minutes. I'm going to go move my car into the garage so I can keep doing this without worrying about that. Whew. All right, my apologies. We are back. I had to shuffle some cars around. Actually, not even to get my car in the garage, but to get my roommate's car in the garage. One of which is currently chasing in Texas. Okay, tornado warning for Tarrant County has been canceled. That's the good news. Bad news. Baseball-sized hail was just reported in North Keller. So we've got golf ball to baseball-sized hail falling in Keller up into Westlake and Trophy Club. That's going to be moving northeast into Flower Mound and Louisville in the next 20 minutes. Golf ball, baseball size hail has been reported. Golf ball, baseball size hail is possible. Now, where I'm located, for those of you who don't know, I actually live in Moore, Oklahoma. After living in Texas for years, I moved to Moore, Oklahoma. Yeah, I know. We've got our own little supercell coming in here with baseball-size hail and 80-mile-an-hour winds in the next 15 minutes. So if for some reason I suddenly disappear, it's because I lost commercial power. That being said, I've got actually 3 alternative power sources. I've got a 1500-watt inverter I can plug into my car, and if need be, I've also got a 6,000-watt generator. So I'd be gone for a few minutes, but not much more. So again, that's what we have going on right now. Severe storm in northern Tarrant County. The tornado warnings for Tarrant and Bexar counties are gone. We have no tornado warnings in the state of Texas. We've got severe storms with hail, damaging winds, and flooding. We've got a storm in Bexar County I'm becoming much more concerned about, not only for hail, but for flash flooding. This storm's been sitting here for quite a while now. So, dangerous hailstorm in northern Tarrant County, moving it towards Louisville, moving towards Flower Mound in southern Denton, southwestern Collin, northwestern Dallas, northeastern Tarrant County. Storm capable of producing golf ball to, let's see what they've got it warned for, about golf ball size hail, winds of 60 miles an hour, and flash flooding in Bexar County, especially the northwestern half of Bexar County. There are no tornado warnings in effect right now. We've got additional hailers developing from near Yolvade, northwest of Hondo, moving northeast. Those also could have tennis ball to baseball size hail. Now, I'm actually going to do something here. I've got a baseball size hail and 80-mile-an-hour windstorm coming towards me. It's about 2 miles away. So I'm actually going to do something smart here. Since I've got windows in this room, I'm going to actually go offline for a few minutes and move to a safer location. And then once all that's done, I'll be back. So I'm David-Reimer, Texas Storm Chasers. I'll keep doing stuff off my phone, social media, but you can follow along with our interactive weather radar on our website at texasstormchasers.com/radar. I'm going to go ahead and go take shelter from this hailstorm since I've got windows in here. So I'll hopefully be back here not too long from now. Doing stuff off my phone, social media, but follow along.